How are you, sir? Are you well?
I'm great.
What's happening today?
Well, I'm attending the congregation for the first time, and I'm finding it really interesting. And my topic is bees.
Right.
And the name of my blog is B-E-E, a community.
Yeah.
And it's what we can learn from bees and how they organise and how they are a community that we can apply to our own situations for bees. And then there are things in bee society that we would not want, because being nature, it is red in tooth and claw, so it doesn't suffer any differences or weaknesses. But yet, on the other side is, if you want to stand in from the traffic a little bit.
Here, come in here.
Is that in a beehive the needs of the individual are suppressed completely, and that it is the collective, the commune. So they all work together cooperatively to produce honey. And one of the things about and wax, of course, but one of the things about a beehive is that they must get all of their resources from within 5 kilometers of the hive. Everything they need has to come from there. But at the moment, they're dealing with global threats. So threats from the large pharmaceutical companies, threats from environmental change, and threats basically from loss of habitat and things like that. And some people even say the threats of all the mobile phones, that the signals are distracting the bees' communication systems.
Yeah.
Okay.
So today's a bit of a hive of activity. I believe you've got a few jokes. Do you have any jokes today?
I don't have any jokes, but we kind of run all the puns, you know. One of the things in my blog, actually, I kind of used up as many of the
What's
puns
your blog?
as it's called Be a Community. It's on the congregation. I think it's number, and I'm not sure what the number is, but it's there anyway. And it's a picture of a bee. But one of the things in it is, say, the beeswax. You might be back in the days when people got smallpox and it disfigured their faces and that. And obviously a lot of bee products are used as cosmetics. So they used beeswax to make a kind of a facial to cover their faces. And then if the ladies might sit too close to the heat, the beeswax would melt. And the other ladies might be staring at them, so they would say, mind your own beeswax.
Hey, listen, I've been trying to convince people about the benefits of honey and how it staves off colds and stuff like this. Do you have any information as to where that comes from? Why does stuff like honey help people?
Because it's a very, very natural product. In fact, it is the original medicine. Long before we had anything that we call medicine today, we had only honey. And it's what people used to treat colds and flus and all that. And the more work that they do on this, they're beginning to find there are more and more benefits to honey and pollen. And that because there are kind of amino acids and proteins and certain sugars, good sugars in it. For example, ivy honey, which is particularly Irish, and it comes from the ivy plant, which is everywhere at this time of year. It has been thought for years to be really good for bronchial problems. And apparently doing a lot of research now they find that this is actually true. Now, ivy honey is not as sweet as, say, floral honey. But people are beginning to take it now for bronchial problems. And there is actual proper research from a Dr. Saoirse Kavanagh, who's a PhD student in Dublin, I forget which of the universities. But she has compared the level of antioxidants in local Irish honey, particularly heather honey, and it far beats Manuka honey. Which is being imported from the other end of the world. So it is the local honeys, because it is a pure natural product, and because generally it is local, that's why it does have a lot of health benefits. And it was back in its time, it was even used to before they had bandages for wounds and things. They would put honey over a wound and it would form an airtight seal.
Right, okay.
And then the body could deal with the bacteria then.
I really appreciate your time.
Thanks very much.
Maybe I'll get some more puns off you later.
If you read the blog, you'll definitely